Well, hello there, beautiful people, and thanks for joining me today. I'm so happy to have you guys here with me. I've finally been able to get around to making a video. I've been super busy, but thanks for joining me because this is a very important video. As you can see, it's called Dreads, Prejudice, Racism. I have to make a video about this and all these three topics and how they all fit together because unfortunately it seems that there is a lot of people who are not educated enough on the history of dreads and how racism and being prejudiced all ties in with dreads. And the reason why I'm making this video is actually myself, and also there are many other people online who are in the dread community, who make dreads, who educate people on dreads, and they've also gotten some negative feedback from people, negative stuff, and I'm here to talk about it. So I'm going to start this off with, I guess, the prejudice and racism part of it all, and then I'll move into the whole dread situation. Now, the reason why I'm bringing this up is because, people judge people just by, as they say, don't judge a book by its cover. And a lot of people do that in life, and all humans really need to step back, and they have to you can't do that, you really have to, you don't know what everybody in life is going through. Everybody has a story, everybody has a life, and to judge a book by its cover is the worst thing that you can do because you don't know, and you might, if you say something you don't have all the information on, you don't look, it doesn't look good on you, so people have to learn about a person before they speak out. I've had a few instances where people have asked me, I was at an event one time and somebody asked me, they saw my dreads and they liked them. And they asked me what my background was. And I said, what do you mean? Like my background, they want to know what it was. And I also had just recently, the comments have now been deleted, but I actually had somebody attack me in my last YouTube video about me and who I was, and saying things like, they called me a white effing bitch, and that I wasn't allowed to wear them. And I've also heard this happen to many other people. And the funny thing is that that these people are trying to imply is that because I don't look black, I shouldn't be wearing dreads. So the funny thing about this is, and talking about not judging a book by its cover, I actually am, and I've made a joke about it my whole life, I have a name for myself. I call myself a Jamoofi. I am a Jamaican Newfie. My mother is Jamaican, okay, from Jamaica. And my father is from Newfoundland, okay? So I am half Jamaican and I'm half English, okay? And this has been a thing my whole life when it comes to racism and being prejudiced, because I'm not completely black or I'm not completely white appearing. People assume and they say things, and it's troubling to see, and it's offensive. It's very offensive for you to look at the color of my skin and judge me when you don't know anything about me. About half a year ago, the whole 23andMe thing was done on my family, and I found out some more information which I thought was fabulous. On my mother's side of the family, yeah, we are African Jamaicans, because there's different kinds of Jamaicans depending on where they came from, and it goes back to the Congo and other parts of Africa on my mother's side of the family. And on my father's side of the family, it goes back to England, but then it also goes back even further to like Norway and the Netherlands and things like that. And I found out that there were Vikings on my father's side of the family. So I have Viking on one side, and I also have from the Congo, and like I said, a couple other places in Africa, which I thought was really cool. So my friends and we have a joke with my name. I'm like the Jamaican Viking, so it's pretty funny. But yeah, judging a book by its cover, looking at me, you wouldn't know. But you know what? It doesn't matter, and that's where I come into my next thing of what I want to talk about. As I had stated in my last video, what I pinned in the comments section, is if you got to know me for who I was, instead of judging a book by its cover, you would know that the reason why I had dreads to begin with was because I'm a burner and I went to Burning Man. And when you go to Burning Man, you need to put your hair in dreads. It's a normal thing, putting your hair in dreads or in braids to protect the hair because of the environment. It's so acidic and your hair will mat. And so what people do is they protect the hair, they put the dreads in to protect my hair. And that's what happened. But when I came back from Burning Man, I just loved the way that it looked. It's low maintenance. I loved it. And I thought, you know what? I'm going to keep the way it looks. I keep it by the way it looks because I love it. I just, it's a fun look for me. But then I had some people just recently, and when I was out, look at me and like, well, you know what? You can't wear that. It's not your culture. And this is where I'm saying where people really need to learn their history, because dreads are all over the world. If we want to play that card of culture, well, I've already stated my father's side of the family goes back to Vikings. They wore their dreads. Why did they wear their dreads? Look it up. And my mother's side of the family goes back to Jamaica and then goes back to Africa. Again, look it up. So if you guys want to play the whole culture card, which I don't believe in, like I said, because dreads are in every culture all over the world since the beginning of time. But if we want to play that culture card, I got the culture. Okay, so I am well in my means to wear them if I want. And not even that. You know what? You know what's so crazy is that the state of the world that we are in right now, the world has some serious issues going on right now, and people arguing about a person they don't know about their hair is the most ridiculous thing ever. There are way more things at hand that are more important than someone's hair. Seriously, there are so many horrible things going on in the planet today, and to fight and argue about little things that don't matter, especially about a person you've never met and talking to them about their hair and arguing with them, saying and demeaning them and saying horrible things. Man, like, there's so many more important things. If you want to take that anger and that frustration, use it on something that matters. Okay, really, that's something really that matters. And educate yourself. Okay, once education is the best tool you can use to change things. And when it comes to dreads, like I said, if you have a computer, you have the internet, look it up. If you have Google, just look it up. You will find so much information on the history of dreads, and that you will see that it's in every culture since the beginning of time. It's so important. Okay, and I'm going to give a little lesson just because I have the internet here, but you can Google it yourself. Little lesson though. So I have my trusty computer here, and I'm just going to read just a couple little things here, just to, set this tone here. So the first thing right away talks about how braided and locked hair was worn by people in the Sahara Desert since 3000 BC. Okay. It also talks about the origins and that they're traced back to ancient cultures plural, around the world. The earliest written evidence of dreadlocks dates back between 2500 and 1500 BC with the god Shiva and his followers. So this is India we're talking about, okay? Again, another culture. It also talks about that dreadlocks are a spiritual intent, natural. Dreadlocks signify spiritual intent, natural and supernatural powers, depending again on the culture and the religion that you are in. Talks about how the monks also had dreads. I'm going to keep going. There's also here one question here that I love. It says, what culture had dreads first? And literally the first sentence says, there is not one specific place that dreadlocks come from. Any region of people, there will be dreads. Okay, so that's where that comes down to the Vikings and why they wore dreads. They wore dreads to protect their hair. Again, one reason why I told you I was doing it for Burning Man, protect their hair and to also make themselves look a little bit more intimidating when it came to battle. Okay, down here, who wore dreads? Cavemen, and in the ancient holy Hindu texts, they're called the Vedas, was 1500 BC, again, back in India, where people wore dreads. And then also, it also talks about Africa as well, and Ethiopia as well. So again, multiple cultures all over the planet since the beginning of time. But like I said, it's there, it's there. I could keep going, but what's the point? It's all there. It's all there in black and white. You just got to read it. History is there. But, with me coming to a close with all of this, I just want to say, don't judge a book by its cover. You don't know. And like I said, the world right now is in a very dark place. There are so many troublesome things going on the earth right now, with the planet. And to bicker and argue with people that things that don't mean anything, what's the point? You know, what's the point? To argue and to call people names and to belittle another human being about something so petty as someone's hair, it's not good. It doesn't make you look good. We are all human. We are the human race, and we should all be working together and helping each other, you know, because this world there's some serious stuff going on in this world, and we should help each other, you know. But I hope I could educate you guys a little bit. You know a little bit more about me and who I am, and what do you think about dreads? I'd like to hear your opinion on the whole situation. Well, thanks for sitting with me through this video and about dreads and the history of dreads and being prejudiced, and like I said, learning a little bit more about me, and now knowing that I am the Jamaican Viking. And yeah, so I thank you all for joining with me on this topic, and I look forward to seeing you guys very soon. And yeah, until next time, beautiful people, I'll see you later. Bye.